Okay, thanks everyone for coming. Some of the faces I know and some I don't. So my name's Brian Garcia, I'm the State Manager for Moffat in WA. Quinton is the corporate chef for Moffat in WA, and we've got Dan Savage here who's actually from Melbourne. He's our product manager for combi ovens. So Moffat, for people that don't know, we're a big manufacturer and importer of commercial kitchen equipment. Lots of brands that we do, Caterlink for one of our partners in that. One of the brands that we do is Convotherm, but we do a range of combi ovens in general. Today we're going to go through the Convotherm product in relation to some products that you might not have seen, might not have thought to do inside a combi oven. As chefs, we all most probably have used combi ovens before, but none of us are most probably using them to the full extent that we should be using it. So this event is very informal. Ask as many questions as you want. Get involved. Just become very interactive. Quinton will run through what he's going to do and go through that. So welcome. For any
go into too much boredom and dragging it out, have you got some big lazy guys? So we're just doing a good run through, keep it short and sharp. You just want to come up and have a look, come up that way. Okay, you're not stuck to your seats. So we've got a bit of a camera going so we get a bit of an idea of what's going on, but you're more than welcome to come have a look. So what we're going to run through today is things that are outside the box. Okay, so what I'm going to run through, and we'll start off with obviously the first item I've got here that I've done overnight, is what makes your business different from the others. Okay, you have a strip of cafes, strip of restaurants. What makes you stand out to the guy here? And that is what we're about. Okay, I guarantee I walk in any cafe on a cafe strip, every man and his dog is going to be selling the same bacon and eggs as the guy down the road, whether it be Don or what have you. We're going to show you some aspects that you can do in your combi to make you stand out. Okay? The first item we've done in here today that you can see hanging here for a bit of visual is some Kangaroo Biltong. Okay? Very simple. Anyone can do it in their Convotherms. Okay? Doing your own charcuterie. Now, simple process. Okay? That's been cured overnight. Okay? And then it's gone in here yesterday at about 11:30. Crisp and tasty feature and air dry that roux for 18 hours. Okay? Result is you come in the next morning. There's your charcuterie for the week. Okay, your charcuterie for the day, charcuterie for your function that you've done in-house. Nothing sells things better than saying house made. Okay? That is your own recipe. That recipe I've done there is a combination of chili, coriander seeds, cider vinegar, your salt, your sugar as you do with your curing. Your recipe can be whatever you like. I've used Kangaroo. Okay, what a better way to sell Australia than using Kangaroo. Okay, nothing saying you can't use venison and other items, but it gives you a point of difference. Okay, and if you've got a display oven, how does that look when people walk in your restaurant as well? So that gives you a bit of an idea of the quick item you can play around with. Right, I want you to pick these off the can, please. The combi ovens, you've got three modes: your steam, your combination, and your convection. I'm going to run through a bit of all as we go through today. That was convection mode. That's your crisping, drying, dehydrating. Okay, so we can dry from 40 degrees up to 250. All right. That was a simple 42. All right. Obviously, we don't want to case harden our jerky. We want to keep it so it's still a bit juicy, depending on how thick you do it. Obviously, we put the fan speed to 2, and then with Convotherms, you get what's called the crisp and tasty feature. Being one of the only sealed ovens that there is. In fact, we are the only sealed oven, sealed system. That crisp and tasty, we can choose the level we want to dry that chamber at. So depending on how dry you want to get your Kangaroo, is how many levels you can go on that. I set that to 5. If I play it around again, I'll probably maybe take it down to 3. Just depends on how much springiness you want to your product at the end. Hit start, and away she goes.
Does everyone understand what he's talking about, crisp and tasty, what that is? Yeah, everyone understand?
Yeah. It's
no,
just basically
there's some blank
air fry. Oh. So now, like everybody that's like air frying is such a big thing, and you think about now if I have using oil, things like that, where it's so expensive to do things. Certain things you can air fry inside your oven. When you're using crisp and tasty, the best way that I think about it is just like a schooner glass on a hot day. So if like I'm sitting there and I've got the cold schooner glass and I put it on the bench, all the condensation is going to run to that and it's going to become dry around it. What happens inside the natural closed snug climate that Quinton was talking about is it will open a collector box in the bottom. As that opens more, it draws more and more moisture outside of the cavity. When you're air frying though, so let's say you wanted to look into air frying, which is a really good resource, like especially if you do like schnitzels, sweet potato chips, things like that. Anything that's been pre-coated in oil, that will react with the dry air, and then that way you'll get a nice crispier result. And then also what Quinn was highlighting before when he was doing his the Biltong is the air fry baskets. Whenever you buy something, let's say you go out and buy like a really, really nice sports car, but then you go and put on like, standard tyres, you're not maximising the value of your sports car. Same thing here with the combi. When you're buying the combi is only as good as its trays in a lot of the time. So this air fry basket here is a really, really good way to maximise the use of the oven. It's like the floor mats and things like that, these add-ons. Yeah, they're fantastic.
And they're not. What you do have the ability in Convotherm ovens also, and this is a great feature that has just been updated, is the smoking feature. Now, this is unfortunately not a smoking oven, okay? But you have the ability to add a smoking feature to it, okay? But it's not just your standard smoke. The new feature now, you get to do hot and cold smokes. Yes, you get to control the smoke. What that allows you to do, which I'll show you a couple of items now, is choose the temp that you want to smoke. Okay, so if you want to do an 80-degree smoke, you want to do a 40-degree smoke, 60-degree smoke, you can. As well as your cold smoke. So if you want to do a bit of cheese in there, you can. If you want to do some smoked salt, which you'll see here. Oh, we've got that, pass that around. You want to do some smoked salt, get that nice little hint of smoky flavour to your steaks, to your chicken, to your fish, and things like that when you're cooking. You can do that as well. Smoked flour, if you want smoked flour. We have guys that smoke on place. It gives you that option. This one here, and for those that came in yesterday would have seen the first half of this brisket. This is the second half. This has been put through an overnight smoking program. Okay, same again, very, very simple. The beauty of the programs on these, the overnight program is already in there. The little hit of the plus side now, low temperature cooking. Now you can set your temp to that, or it's set for you. It's entirely up to you. Obviously, Convotherm, you drive the oven, or you can let it drive you. It's entirely up to you. So low temp cooking. Okay, we choose our setting, steam, combination, or convection, and then it lets you either go either rare, medium, well done. And the only thing it changes is your temperature. Hit your little tick button now.
So Quinn, is that the temperature of the oven or the temperature of the food?
That is, and I'm going to show you the programming now, that is actually the temperature the food is going to come out at when it's finished. So the
thing with the low temperature cooking, so these ovens get sold all around the world. So depending on different countries, has different things what they say is they're rare, what your medium rare and things is like this. So if you go back a step, you can go in there where you've got you pick your levels like rare, medium rare, or well done. You can actually change the temperature. So we might say, I want a medium steak and I want my medium steak to be at 49 degrees or something for argument's sake. When you do that, what it will do is all those different steps that are sitting there on that page, the whole thing will recalibrate itself and be ready for that. And this is the whole thing with the Convotherm, which we always like to try and push the most is as Quinn was saying before, you can drive it. It's very intuitive, easy design and like play around with what you're kind of looking for and what kind of product you want to achieve. That's definitely one of the good features of the low temperature cooking.
That's exactly right. So I do that quite a lot personally. I'll change the temperatures to suit what I want to do. The overnight cook, as I said, you can do rare, medium rare, whatever you like. The way it works is if you do that medium, for example, you want to come out at a certain temperature, what, 55 degrees, say, you like 55 degrees. When it goes into holding, it's about 5 degrees under that. So your holding pattern for your maturing doesn't overcook it. Okay, so it's very important. So really good if you want to get all your medium rump roast ready for your big function the next day. It's going to be medium when it comes out in the morning when you come in. It's just taking all that labour out, gets the oven working when you're not there. So saving the time, free the oven up when you come in, so you don't have multiple ovens trying to work. In the 8 hours your business is open, get it working when you're not there. Okay? Now obviously with that smoking feature, same again, we'll go back to our little aspect we were saying before about how do you stand out as a business. Has anyone ever thought about doing their own bacon? Does anyone do their own bacon? No? Very easy, but I'll tell you what, your own bacon compared to your run-of-the-mill butcher bacon, it's got to make you stand out. Okay? One I prepared earlier. Okay, so this is belly bacon. The whole belly I've got, obviously I've cut it in half. I kept the rind on. I like to cook with the rind, I'll take the rind off, all personal preference. This has been cured for a couple of days, and then it went into a nice 80-degree long smoke. Okay, so that cooked it to a nice internal temperature of 70 degrees for me. The chamber in there got hotter than 80 degrees, long and slow. So then you get your own bacon. Now that's not saying you just do bacon. There's nothing saying you can't do a nice loin and things like that and do your own castle chop on your menu. What that does, once again, you're going to put on your menu house-made bacon. That bacon you're going to incorporate any flavour you like. I'll put a bit of maple crystals through this, give it a maple curing to it. You can have whatever flavour profile to that and it becomes your own product. That makes you stand out from the 5 other guys doing bacon eggs down the road because you're doing your own bacon. Okay? And that can be done, start of the week, bang, there's your week of bacon all cry back out, ready to go. So what that does, lets you stand out. We're going to slice some of this up, we're going to throw it in here and grill it up. We've talked about trays. Trays are very, very important. Okay? Everyone loves stainless steel. I don't love stainless steel. It gives you the worst quality product at the end of cooking because it doesn't transfer your heat.
Who uses stainless steel in their combis that have got combis at the moment?
Everyone put their hands up. Yeah, everyone.
Throw them in the bin.
Stainless steel is good, and bain-marie trays are good for banquet. Okay? Slab of lasagna, shepherd pies, your curries, sitting in bain-maries. They don't transfer heat great, so they don't overcook your stuff sitting in a bain-marie. That's the whole purpose of it. When you come to roasting a product, grilling a product, getting colour on a product, they suck. Aluminium. Every baker you go see, every baker tray you'll see was made of aluminium. Okay? There's a reason for that. If I put a crumb product on that, if I put my bacon on that, it will toast from the base to the top. If I want to do toasties, butter down, it'll toast the bottom and the top. Rocky enamel trays, and generally a coated aluminium also, will colour the bottom as well as the top. You do a roast in a proper tray, with one of these. A bit like Mummy used to make 50 years ago. It'll roast the bottom as well as the top. A great experiment to do if you want to show apprentices, things like that, is put tomatoes in one, tomatoes in your stainless, put them in the oven to roast. One's like soup, one's a nice dry roasted tomato. Alright, so we're going to lay some of this out now, and then we're going to run into some of the other techniques. Now, who here has a combi oven? Yeah, put your hand on, I know you got two. Okay. Do you generally, and I guarantee this is the majority of people, set it to your indefinite running, dry heat, and then it runs all day like that? Is that pretty much what everyone does? That's every kitchen I work in is pretty much what everyone did. The problem with that is you're not getting the most out of your combis. So combis have obviously the 3 settings that we've talked about. We've got convection heat, crisping, drying, dehydrating. It's your baker's oven. Okay, so your air chips, which we did yesterday, crisping up your crackling on your pork, all those sort of processes. Combination mode is generally what you should be doing about 80% of your product in. And if you've roasted potatoes or roasted vegetables on combi mode, you'll see the difference. You get the nice colour, you get the nice crust, but you keep the integrity of your product. You rip your potatoes in half, they'll be fluffy and light and delicate and delicious. If you do it in just a convection mode, it's just on the outside and you can generally dehydrate it a little bit. Okay, so you've got these settings for a reason. The last mode which we got, is obviously steam. Okay, steam you can go from 30 degrees all the way up to 130. Someone please tell me what you would do at 30 degrees. Anyone know? Prover. This is one I've done for demos before also. Your oven becomes a prover at 30 degrees. You might want to go 32, 38. Keep in mind the touch screens on these are accurate to a degree. Okay? You've got a prover. That means you can write a program on here to prove your bread and then go straight to your baking of your bread. We do have a few customers that do that already. You can do your own house bread. Same thing, gives you another point of difference to somebody else.
Smoke your flour for
your bread. Flour for your bread. Okay, once we go from 30 degrees, we might want to go to, say, 60, 65. Who in their business has an agitator and a big bucket for sous vide? Anyone use? Yeah, that's right. How many times have you had to replace those agitators? Are they starting to go on you?
How much do you pay for those agitators?
You have a combi oven. set to 65, 70, 75, depending on what you want to do, you've got yourself a sous vide machine. And that means you can set it to do an overnight sous vide if you want to, which I've done with Cheeky Monkey Brewery down south, doing all their ribs. How that works and why that works different from your standard sous vide, particularly if you're using the right product. Okay? One of them get 10 trays in there, 11 trays I'm just doing on the plate one, how much product you're doing. Even and a lot quicker. Okay? So your agitator, and it's a bit, I'll take this back to the guys I saw the other day at IGA. Your agitator is trying to move a big bucket of water, and it's on one side of that water. And it's trying to agitate that water all the way through that bucket. It's not going to take 30 minutes, probably got 7 minutes. So this is just our crispy bacon that's thrown there, give you a little bit of a taste of some house done bacon. So what that does, you load those up, your ribs, your lamb shoulder, your turkeys, your chicken breast, or what have you. One, you can fill the oven up and do a hell of a lot more, a hell of a lot quicker. So Brian's got the roasted version of the turkey there.
So what do we do with this, Quentin?
Well, here's the before and afters. Christmas is coming. Okay, everyone likes turkey. God knows why, it's really good. But its sous vide is absolutely magic. Okay, this is just a standard domestic sous vide, nothing special. All right, so same thing that most businesses are probably running when they're doing a bit of sous vide. What this does, that's a simple bag. You incorporate all your flavours, your herbs, your butter. You pop it in there at steam. I did this at 80 degrees for 2 hours. Okay, you can probe it if you want to. You can have the option of getting these with a sous vide probe, which is like a little needle probe, so you can probe and cook to a temperature, or you cook to a time. What that allows you to do is incorporate all those juices, all those flavours into your turkey, or chicken, or beef, or whatever you plan on doing. The beauty of what that is, you pop that in your fridge, it's all still cryovac and sealed. Okay? So you've already sterilised that. It's going to last a while in your fridge, unbroken like that until you're ready to go. Thursday, Friday function comes on, you grab your turkeys out, grab out your bag, pop them on your oven tray, and then roast them off to get that beautiful colour. Okay? You incorporate those herbs, you infuse those flavours, and you can do a whole oven full of turkeys. Now, before I was in the kitchen, when I was still in the kitchen, banqueting was what I used to run, and we go through turkeys at Christmas time like you wouldn't believe. Turkey buffs, the big ones, you'd spend all day boning the bloody things out to get you through the week. We used to do the same technique. Okay, we used to put the buffs in the bags with the butter, with the herbs, with the spices, pop them in there, a nice long and slow sous vide. When your function comes through that evening or the next evening, you grab out how many you need and they're ready to go to your carvery. Now, obviously with functions coming up, and Craig would be bugbear of this as well, because he's looking at it as well. With functions coming out and what we did yesterday we incorporated what's called ConvoServe, okay, a banqueting option. Now, what we have over here is a way to convert your 10 tray, your 6 tray oven into a banqueting oven. All right? So what we did yesterday, and what I'll run through today while we grill up our bacon here. What we did yesterday, we did 15 plated meals. So 15 plate rack here. 15 plated meals. Did some diced brisket, we did some carrot puree, pea puree, parsley puree, and some Duchess potato. The reason it's all puree, you're probably going, geez, that's a bit sloppy. Well, I was actually doing it for texture modified food for aged care. They're no one from aged care came, so it didn't matter. Okay? We plated all those up. This gets converted to a plate regen oven, and that's a simple case of the racks lift out. That nice little base plate that Brian's got over there. That drops on the bottom. There it is. Just sits in there. No locking, no heavy lifting, nothing like that. Sits in the bottom. You open the door. This little puppy rolls in with all your plates on that have been in your fridge. Little button here to lock it in. That wheels up, locks into that base plate. Trolley wheels in. So again, another little locking pin here so you don't drop your plate off. 5 minutes. You got 15 plated meals out the door. Magnetic cover sits on top, locks into place. Okay, no zips. All right, nice and clean. That'll hold it for 20 minutes. We had it sitting there for 40 years, so the stuff was still hot. Okay, it was a bit of a different scenario, but with the whole functions and banqueting thing coming up, it allows you to do that. Built into your ConvoServes, stop our bacon for a moment, is you have ConvoServe feature right there. Available on the Max Pros. Okay. This allows you to choose whether you want to do plates on a rack. So you might not want to get the trolley. You might want to have all these in there and put your plates on those. Okay. That has a setting for that built in. You might want to do gastro trays. You need 10 trays of lasagna, heated up for a function, shepherd's pies or whatever. And that allows for your banquet trolley region. Okay, now they are a standard setting that is in there. Do you have to keep that setting? Absolutely not. Because this one is designed for a 6 tray oven, not a 10. And there's probably that much gap between that. It's not a full run. So yesterday I dropped that down to 130 and I went from 8 minutes to 6. You can turn the fan speed down if you like. Once you've got that all Mickey Mouse to how you want your plate of meals to come up, hit your play button and away she goes. Or you can save it. Main meal plate region, Christmas lunch plate region, Christmas dinner plate region. So it doesn't matter who's doing it, but away they go. Okay, that's how they play.